Hello, everybody. Today on Parental Composure, we are going to be talking about parenting the strong-willed child. Stay tuned.
This is your boy Mike Ayers, and I'm here with Miss Elise Sembrano. We're back with another episode of your favorite podcast, Parental Composure. How's that?
And that was good. Yes. I like those little voice things that you're doing. With
nice.
Yeah, what happened to your high-pitched helium voice that you were doing last week?
I can't do it.
Oh,
I don't have the same energy this series because the whole.
Yeah, that's true.
Still in pain.
Yeah, if you guys didn't see yesterday's episode, Mike
fighting through it.
He went through a hard time.
Yeah.
Yesterday. Wait, the day before, right?
No.
Was it yesterday?
It was, huh?
Yeah. No, it wasn't yesterday.
No.
It was the day before.
It was a couple days ago, and I'm still hurting.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so upset, because I'm still hurting when you asked Trevor, and he said 2 days, and I'm not fine.
I actually lied because I was trying to be. I didn't. I even told Trevor.
How's that help?
Wait a minute. Are you serious?
Because I told him, I said, I didn't want to tell Mike exactly what happened because I didn't want him to get worried. Like when women, when they tell other women how it went when they had babies and then they scare those new moms to be, and it's messed up.
At least you lied to me.
I didn't lie. I just kept part of it out.
Oh, he told you more?
Well, yeah. I mean,
oh my goodness.
So yeah, he was in a lot of pain during his procedure, and he was actually sweating. His whole back was wet of sweat when I picked him up.
Come on. Are you serious?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I just didn't want to scare you. I didn't want to make it worse.
All right, let's talk about our topic today.
It was out of friendship. It was to be nice.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What good would that have done?
Yeah, friendship.
What good would that have done if
just
I told
get me
you?
prepared.
Well,
I'm sitting here 4 days later hello. Okay.
Trevor would have told you. He's like, why didn't you just tell him? He needs to know the truth. Yeah, he was mad. Thought I was doing the right thing.
But Mike, don't be mad.
Sorry. Okay. So, parenting the strong-willed child. So, basically, having a kid that does what they want. Sometimes it's triggered by things such as ADHD. Some people don't believe in that. Others do. Not wanting to get into that topic right now. But there are those children that have a lot of energy, a lot of defiance. And we're going to talk about that today. So
I look at it as the way I see it. And that's why I ask so many questions, because I don't know. I just look at things, try to look at things simple.
Yeah. And
the way I look at it is, it's that one child that is testing you.
Yeah.
They're testing you.
They are.
Again, with the whole ADHD thing, that runs in my family. So, I know what that's like. Mm-hmm. So yes, I know that has a part of it, but, actually, I just tell myself that they're testing us because I don't want to think anything else.
Yeah, I know. It's such a fine line because it's you don't want to tell your kid that they have, ADD and that's why they're acting the way they are, anything like that. But at the same time, there are diagnoses CCs. Okay, guys, can't talk today. Don't I say that every episode? I think I say that every episode. Maybe no.
Oh, you can't talk today?
I can't talk today.
Yeah.
Okay. So either way, I mean, my brother was diagnosed with ADHD, and I remember, he's older than me. So I remember growing up and seeing my mom go through that, and it was tough for her. And I mean, I think that that's actually why she went into the career that she's in right now. She works with a lot of kids that have special needs and behavioral issues. So, now I don't know, like none of my kids are really like that as much. Now my kids definitely think for themselves. So they're constantly kind of arguing with me about things, but I actually like that as well. So there has to be,
like, where's that line though?
I know, where is the line?
Where is the line that you say, and I'm the exact same way. Like, where is that line where you say, okay, you know what? I like that. But then it's like, oh no, I'm sorry. You questioning me, or you know what I mean?
I know.
So
I know.
I always carry it. That's the reason why I carry it as they're testing me.
Yeah.
And that's why, one, I never let them know that I know you're trying to test me. And two, I just nip it in the bud right before we get in that argument. Don't question me. Like if I say do something, don't question me. Don't do anything. Just go do it. Please don't say anything. Just go do it.
Yeah. And I know that there's parents out there listening that are probably like, yeah, try that with, a kid that really does have behavioral issues. Because I mean,
well, now I didn't say that's what they do. I just said what I actually say, but I didn't say they listen to that.
So you said that's what you say, but not
I try to
necessarily
nip it. I try to nip it in the bud, but that question still comes out. And it's just like having that one kid who always has to have the last word. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's.
I was that kid.
You had the last word. I
was that kid. Yes.
I mean, the couple kids that I'm talking about, and I'm sure they'll know when I start talking, is, it's like they feed on it. And you know what I mean? And that's how I know, okay, this one is the strong-willed child, because they feed on it. They anticipate it, and they know that's what they're going to do before I even say anything.
Yeah. They have their mindset.
Yep. Absolutely.
And honestly, I really don't know exactly how to handle that. I think a lot of it, from what I've read and from what I've heard, has a lot to do with structure, having structure and patterns. And, I think that helps for kids that have behavioral issues. But honestly, I don't really know.
So let me ask you something. Do you raise each child differently?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And I do the exact same thing, because it's it's just like being in a group room with people.
Right.
Everybody's different. And it goes along with the kids. You can't use one strategy for especially as many kids as I have, because it doesn't work. And, the strong-willed child, I understand that child is strong-willed. So whenever I approach them with anything, or every time I have a conversation with them, I do it differently than I would the other ones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because each one's different. So, once if you did have that one child, then, you learn basically in a nutshell, you learn to deal with it.
Yep.
So now just every time that you deal with that one child, you know it's different.
Yeah.
And that's why you always have those, questions all the time. Well, why does so-and-so get to do that? Or why you didn't say this to so-and-so? You know what I mean? And they don't get it.
No, they don't.
I just laugh it off and ignore them. But you know what I mean? But there are families out there who actually use just one strategy, and sometimes it does work. I mean, who am I to say it doesn't? But just dealing with so many different personalities, you can't. I mean, in my household, it doesn't work. Let me just say that.
Yeah, honestly, I think for anybody that has a child that's defiant or strong-willed, I think a lot of it just has to do, like you're saying, like it's very tailored to the family. I think that's a very personal thing, and I think it's an issue when people try and, sit on the outside judging other families that have a kid that's maybe screaming in the grocery store, right, or running around. And I know personally, my sister has a child with ADHD, and it's hard for her. Like she'll go to the park and stuff, and people will just like look at her like she's doing something wrong, and she can feel it, you know? And it's like,
Yep.
You have no idea like what they go through on a daily basis. You know, you have no idea what's going on in her
Absolutely.
son's head. You have no idea what's going on in her head. And she tries so hard to do all the things that you're supposed to do. But sometimes it just doesn't work. And I think the biggest thing is, you know, people from the outside need to be empathetic, and they need to be understanding of people that are going through that.
Well, you know, and then on top of that, I mean, it's basically, there is a parenting etiquette.
Yeah.
And that one parenting etiquette is you never, ever, ever judge another parent on their parenting skills.
Yep.
Never.
Totally.
Because you had no clue what that family is like, what they're going through, anything like that. So, you know, yes, you be empathetic, and just that golden parenting rule.
Yeah.
Never judge another parent.
Yeah.
And or their kids. You know what I mean? Never do that.
Yep.
And, you know, if you live that way, I mean, because I'm the same way. I watch other families, you know, I'm out in the store or something, I watch other families, I see little kids, you know, saying, you know, hitting their parents and stuff like that. Yes. In my head, yes. I'm like, oh, hell no. I know that kid did not just hit that mom. But I'm not, you know, I'm not obvious about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just like,
yeah.
at the end of my thoughts, I'm like, that's too bad. You
That's
know
a
what I
good
mean?
point, because it is true. You are still going to have those thoughts.
Yeah,
like,
we're human.
I would do the same thing. But I
Don't
think,
be obvious with it. Like,
yeah, don't be obvious.
Don't sit there and stare and watch the whole situation. Like,
Right.
you know, don't.
And put yourself in their position.
Right.
And think of all the different, I mean, yeah, do this within that 1 second that you're observing. But, you know, just try and be understanding of those people that are going through that, I guess. And
Don't stare.
Yeah, don't stare.
Like when I'm watching that kid hit their mom and stuff like that, of course I'm not staring. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just like pretending like I'm looking on something on the shelf. But you know what? I'm not staring, but yes, I'm listening.
Yeah.
But the thing is that sometimes doing that, and that's the thing, as long as somebody's not vocal about it, I'm going to say it's okay.
Yeah, I
You know
agree,
what I mean?
because that's a normal part of being human.
But actions and
It's-
words speak the loudest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, don't be obvious. Don't give the parent like these looks and stuff like that.
Yeah, you
Because
just never know.
sometimes it is a learning lesson, because like me, I'd never look down on any parents or anything like that. Now, when I see something like that happen, I'm like, that makes me feel like something to appreciate. Like, so happy my kids don't act like that.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, so happy I'm not going through what that parent is going through.
Right.
That's how I look at that situation. Not like,
Not like I'm better than
what
you.
yeah, what a sorry parent. What kind of parenting is that? Yeah, I will never judge another parent.
Well, and another, you know, one thing that happened to my son and I a while back, we were at the park. This is before the pandemic. But we were at the park, and he saw this friend from school, and his friend is like really active, does like flips off of the jungle gym and stuff. So as a mom, you know, he's there by himself, he's playing, and my son's playing with him, and he climbs up this huge thing and does a backflip off of it. And I'm like,
Your kid?
no.
Oh, the other kid.
The
Okay.
other kid. And I'm like, oh, whoa. I'm like, hey, maybe you should be careful. You know, that's dangerous. And he's like, no, I'm not going to listen to you. And like my first reaction was, oh, what? And I actually called my son over, and I'm like, is he always like that? And my son, being empathetic, which I'm thankful that he is, he said, Mom, you know, he's like that a lot with the teachers at school, but he has problems at home. Like, he knew that. And I guess
There
this
you go.
kid had gone through foster care and had literally that year been adopted. And it's like, those are the types of things, like, you don't know what that person's going through. And that changed my entire mindset. I'm like, you know what? This isn't my child. He's obviously comfortable doing flips off of the jungle gym. And so I'm not going to get involved. And I didn't make a fuss about it. I didn't act with an attitude towards him. I just said, okay. And then he actually came and talked to me later, this little kid. So it's like, those are the types of things, like when you're experiencing that, you just don't know.
Yep.
And you just need to remember that we don't know everything that's going on. We don't know all the stuff that people have been through, and just be kind.
Yes, absolutely.
kind.
150% agree with you.
Yep. Thank you. So anyways, if you guys have any experiences with that, let us know. Be sure to check out our social channels. Go to Facebook, like us, share us with your friends, YouTube, subscribe, ring that bell, and Instagram. We'll see you next time. Bye.